get it in. Yeah, I get it in that 0810. I get it in, I get it in. Yeah, I get it in. I get it in that 0810. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I get it in that 0810. I get it in, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in, I get it in. I get it in that 0810. So let's begin. You can find me in Ohio.
What's happening, y'all? This is your boy Ill Mixture, and this is the Ohio State of Mind Sports Show, brought to you by www.freeforallsports.com. Check them out, register, it's free, and it's what you need to do, you know, where you, the fan or the analyst. Now, this show obviously being called Ohio State of Mind, we gonna discuss the Ohio side of the sports. You know, now not everybody from Ohio is a loyal Ohio fan, but you know, this is for Ohio, you feel me, and all my Ohio loyal. So let's go ahead and get into it. You know, we ain't got that much news because you know, I'm a football basketball man myself, you know, and unfortunately Cleveland didn't make it this year, you know. Yeah, I know that makes you you LeBron lovers real happy, you know. I know you love to see us. You love to see us not doing too well. But it's all good, you know what I mean? So, because we building towards the future, you know. We got Alonzo G. We need to re-sign him. You know, that's pretty big. As long as we can re-sign him, get another good draft pick this year. We got Kyrie, bruh. In my opinion, you know, one of the best point guards in the league. You can say what you say. It's because I'm a Cleveland fan, whatever, blah. He killing it. Handles, man. The handles is I ain't seen handles like that since the boy AI. And that's real. Kyrie Irving also made the USA team, even though they was doubting him. They said, you know, there's too many good point guards in the league, which there is. There's a lot of good point guards. But he made the USA team, and he made the team before Derrick Rose got hurt. So don't try and you know, throw that in there like that's why. You know, Kyrie is the man. So quit hating. He's on the rise, just like Cleveland. Coach Scott, he really got put in a bad position. You know, LeBron put us in that position. Obviously, you know, he left us, and you know, he's allowed to leave. That's not what the problem was. He left without telling us, so we didn't get anything for him. You know what I mean? We lost our best player and got nothing in return. It wasn't like Denver. That's why Denver's still surviving and they in the playoffs, because, you know, they got to trade Melo for some good talent. You know, we lost LeBron and didn't get nothing. And we had a team that was just completely built around LeBron. You know, just a gang of three-point shooters and really no other star, you know. So when we lost him, it was crazy, you know. So we had that losing streak. But before that losing streak, we was actually playing good. We had some injuries. Now, Anderson Frazier, that brings me to the next thing. Anderson, he got to stay healthy, man. For us to be successful, we need Anderson Frazier to just be healthy for one whole year. You know, if we can get one whole year, I would like to see what type of production we can get in the post-LeBron era, you know. Because, you know, when LeBron was here, he was healthy, you know, but he wasn't a main part like he is now. Yeah, so, you know, Cleveland looking good. I'm a Cleveland Cavs fan, you know what I mean? I know there was a lot of us 3 years ago, you know, a whole lot less the next year, and you know, maybe a whole lot less this year, but I'm a loyal dude. I'm Ohio, OH10. That's me. So I roll with the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that you can best believe. Now listen up. Next on the agenda, we got Ohio State football. Yeah, we got a new coach. I'm kind of salty about, but I'm kind of happy about it. I'm caught in the middle. You know, I'm like, man, you know, they did Jim Tressel wrong, but Urban Meyer, you know, he did beat Jim Tressel twice in the championship. I'm conflicted. But at the end of the day, I'm like, Jim Tressel should not have got fired. You know, should not have got fired. I mean, we're talking about players getting tattoos. Now, this is something outside of Ohio. I'm not even talking about Ohio no more. USC has had to deal with shit. All these teams have had to deal with shit. What's up with the slave college athlete thing that's going on? You know, all the explanations when I try to bring this up to people, they're like, oh, you know, I'm like, yo, why these dudes ain't getting paid? They're like, oh, well, if you pay one, then you got to pay them all. No, you don't, man. You pay that superstar dude that's generating millions of dollars, you know what I mean? And you obviously you don't pay the dude that plays for like UD, you know, my team, UD. The dudes from UD ain't gonna be getting the same amount of paper as old state players, you know what I mean? Because they're not ranked, you know what I mean? You could financially build a system to pay players properly. but they don't do it because they pocket all that money. But that's a whole nother story. Jim Tressel got caught up in that, and it's a tragedy, man, because Jim Tressel was very good for Ohio State. I remember before Jim Tressel, we were starting to fall, and Jim Tressel brought us back. You know, don't get me wrong, there was parts where I didn't like it, but I can't really complain. The dude always had us in contention. Now, we did lose some championship games, but then we was in the championship, so you can't really complain. I'm not complaining. You know, I was just spoiled. You know, we was spoiled as Jim Tressel fans. Urban Meyer got big shoes to fill, and you know, he already has big shoes, you know what I mean? So, you know, he got to fill his own shoes at the same time. So it's, you know, he really got to be successful. He got like a year pass too, because we got no bowl game. And in my opinion, I looked at the schedule. I think we got a good chance to go undefeated this year. And I'm gonna be pretty sorry we can't go in the Big Ten championship or go to the, you know, to the championship if we go undefeated. That's gonna be ruining the sport. It's ruining the sport, the competition level. How are you gonna ban us, man? Because players used their material that they earned for winning a game and traded it for money. It's their if it's yours, you do what you want. When these aren't kids, it's not high school students. They're not 16, 7. They're all 18 or older. Everyone is an adult. Everyone can go to jail. Everyone can go to the military and kill people. Everybody can do whatever, you know what I mean? They can do it all. They're adults. They're legally adults. Why can't they spend money? Their money. On top of that, it's not like they're taking your money. They're spending their money. It's their ring. Now, don't get me wrong. If me personally, I feel like I would keep the ring. You know, that's memorabilia forever. You know, you won the Big Ten. You know, the Big Ten is very prestigious. You know, that's all I'm gonna say on that. You know, Jim Tressel got fired, man. You know, I hope it works out. I think he should get a job in the NFL. You know, I think Jim Tressel would be a hell of an NFL coach. And he'll probably lead a team that's not supposed to be good to some golden opportunities, you know what I mean? But that's just me, and maybe that's just my loyalty to the old, call it what you want, Cleveland Browns, man. Holla at that, man. Let's move on. Now, speaking of NFL, we had the draft, and, you know, Bengals and Browns, Ohio. We was in the draft, you know, Ohio, Cincinnati. Cincinnati took the young boy from Alabama. Now, I you know, I know they talking about cutting Nate Clemens now. It's a rumor, you know. It's not official. They ain't cut him. They talking about cutting Nate. I'm like, man, you can't just assume these rookies are going to produce. So I wouldn't do nothing with Nate Clemens. And plus, you know, let Nate Clemens have a first-round pick on the side of him. You know what I mean? Let them work as a team. Maybe that's what they needed. Maybe Nate Clemens ain't had no help. You know what I mean? I wouldn't cut him. You know what I mean? I wouldn't cut him. The running back from Old State, that's the big story. You know, he was the last pick for the Bengals. Herring. You know, I hope he does. I hope he gets a chance. You know, I know the Bengals, you know, last year, Benson, man, he wasn't doing his thing like he usually do. And Bernard Scott was getting in the game. It's rough on the running backs. I already know running backs don't last. You know, that's why Emmett was one of my favorite players. He just managed to last. You want to call it the line, blah, blah, blah. You hating. Listen, running backs don't last, but Emmett did. So quit hating. Quit giving excuses. You know, the running backs don't last. Look at Chris Johnson, man. He went from 2,000. Everybody thought he was, you know, and then the next year he's still productive, but, you know, he's nothing like that 2,000 yard. It doesn't last, man. You get that juice knocked right up out of you, bro. Running back, you getting smacked every play. You either getting smacked or you getting a touchdown. You know, one or the other, and touchdowns don't come that easy. So, you know, yeah, you know, that's the Bengals. You know, they got a lot more in there to draft. You know, I'm not really familiar with all of these players. You know, I mainly watch the Ohio teams. You know, I'm gonna keep it real. I'm keep it honest. You know, I wouldn't talk about these cats if I don't know them. I ain't gonna make opinions. So we'll see what, you know, the Bengals got good history on drafting. T.J. Hushman's out of, they picked him up out of nowhere. Chad Johnson, they pick up great players. You know, they've been drafting very well as of late, as of the last 5, 6, maybe 7, 8 years. You know, they've been Marvin Lewis. Man, Marvin Lewis been there about a decade. Anyway, I say if we make the playoffs for the Bengals and we lose in the first round again, especially in that fashion that we did last year, yo, you gotta go, man. Even though you got so many good things you're doing, like, we want to win, man. We need a win in Ohio, bro. And Cincinnati was the closest thing. They got Houston first round, and Houston's quarterback was hurt. Houston's a good team, but their quarterback was out. They main dude was out, and they still lost, man. The Bengals still lost. last year against the Jets. They played them at the end of the season to see who would be at home. They were going to play each other regardless twice, and whoever won that game was going to have home or something like that. And they lost that game. They lost to them. They got their ass beat. Bengals got their ass beat by the Jets, and then they played again in the playoffs. Everybody thought, over here we was all, oh, the Bengals must just be letting them run their plays sweep. They studying or something, But then they played them in the playoffs, and they got whooped again, bro. They got whooped twice in a row, 2 weeks consecutively. It was sad, man. It's been sad to play, like the hopes, like the season is so promising, like we got these stars, things are looking good. Then all of a sudden playoffs come, pow, nothing. Yeah, better luck next year, like I don't know. Now on the Browns side, they took the running back, and everybody's talking about this running back. I don't know, so I ain't gonna talk about how good he is, but everybody's telling me how good this Richardson dude from Alabama as well. Both of our first round picks from Alabama. Hey, shout out to Alabama. They must be doing something right over there. Everybody bigging up this running back, and I believe the quarterback we picked up. The dude had the same stats. I was watching on ESPN. They said he had the same stats. Statistically, his numbers was just as good as Andrew Luck and RG3, but he's a 28-year-old. He played baseball. He got drafted to baseball. I guess went back to school, played football. I don't know the whole story, but yeah, he's 28. He had great numbers in school. So you never know, man. Kurt Warner style, you know what I mean? You never know how these guys gonna come in. So the Browns, Colt McCoy, you got some pressure, boy. You better produce, man. I think you can. Do you think you can? That's the problem. So if you don't, if you lack that mental stability, man, this dude is on your heels, man. So you got competition. I like the move. I love what they did. I'm gonna keep it real right now. I used to be a Cowboys fan. Anybody that knows me, they're gonna tell you, man, he talking about the Bengals and Browns. Oh man, he used to be a Cowboy. Yeah, you're right. I used to be a Cowboys fan, man. But when they got rid of T.O. and they kept Romo, and the dude continues to fail as far as winning. See, now this is what people don't understand about me. I don't care if you have great seasons but then you choke in the postseason. I don't care about those great numbers in the season. They don't mean anything. If you ain't winning, then you're failing. If you're not getting better, then you're failing. You got to continuously progress. So I'm like, I'm done. I'm officially, it's official on the radio. I'm done with the Cowboys, bro. Like, I'm done, man. I with the Bengals and I with the Browns, and I with the old school Cowboys, you know what I mean? Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders, man. I feel like there will never be another Leon Lett. You know what I'm saying? Too many people to name. Moose, all them dudes. Like, that was a team. That was when Jerry Jones was settling for nothing but the best. And they got a team now. They got all the pieces, but they lack the quarterback. And I'm not saying Romo can't do it. I think he can. But he needs pressure, and for some reason they're catering to him and trying not to make him feel pressured, and they're trying to babysit this dude basically. And I can see it. I've watched Jerry Jones talk, and he's lost that hunger. He's lost that competitive hunger for the win, for the championship, to be recognized as America's team. They've lost that. Come on, you know that. I know that. They are no longer America's team. They can say, they were, so they still are. No, it doesn't work no more. You're not America's team. I'm sorry, let it go. Back to the Browns. Looks like they drafted a cat from Cincinnati as well, Jay Hughes, defensive tackle. So I'll be looking for that brother. Hopefully he can get on the roster and do his thing. Ohio, man. We coming, man. We moving, bro. You saw we got last year's Madden. The Cleveland Browns got last year's Madden. You can hate on it, say something funny, hate, but it's all good. AJ Green deserved to get that this year. But they might feel like they being biased at that point. But AJ Green deserved that. AJ Green deserved. You would rock that AJ Green jersey. Don't lie. Listen, this is Ill Mix, and this is the Ohio State of Mind Sports Show, and I'm gonna get at y'all. Peace.